Right.
All righty, now that we're recording, I just want to thank everyone for joining. I know obviously a very sensitive issue, a very important issue for everyone in the whole town, not just for the teachers and staff, but for all of us as a community. We have all obviously gotten all the emails from staff and others with their concerns, and just want to express our appreciation for reaching out with your concerns. And we all called this special meeting an emergency meeting as soon as we possibly could. We heard about these issues arising late afternoon yesterday and immediately scheduled this meeting so that it could be addressed. All morning, a lot of us have been working together to try and find a positive way forward here. It's a very complicated and difficult issue to work through. Understanding what happens when a new fiscal year starts and how to essentially conduct payroll and other expenses when that happens can be complicated. Because of that, it's taken time, there's been confusion, and in that confusion, obviously frustration. So I want to apologize to everyone for any contention that may have arisen from this. We as a council are certainly not interested in any way of withholding or freezing or interrupting any kind of pay for the teachers, for the staff, or anyone for that matter. We are all doing our best to try and adhere to our charter, state statute, and otherwise, and to listen to our legal advice as well. We have all discussed basically where we are at and consulted with our legal counsel that we are going to approve the payroll request that was submitted immediately. We understand that although we are operating on FY22 budget, because the FY23 budget has not approved yet, the school department is able to spend any of the monies that has been allocated in the previous year until those funds are fully expended and basically new funds need to be raised. We are all very much hoping that we can come to a resolution of our FY23 budget in the very near future, so that issue won't even come up. But in the meantime, just to let everyone in the public know, and the teachers and staff, we are not seeking to interrupt anyone's pay. We have also never, ever, none of us, chosen to, suggested, implied, or asked that any funds be frozen. We have been operating under the assumption that all funds need to be allocated in accordance to the previous year's budget. And when we had received a request for funding that was for FY23 expenditures, there was a lot of confusion in how we should proceed. For now, until we have more time to communicate, until we understand this issue more fully, we don't want to stand in the way of anyone getting paid. So I want everyone to understand that we as a full council completely support the payroll being paid without any interruption. That will be the course that we're taking. We'll have, a couple more weeks to talk between the school and ourselves and try and come to a resolution without contention. With that being said, this is really just a presentation to tell the public of what we're doing. I hope you all appreciate we all dropped everything we had and have been working on this because of the importance of this issue, because we recognize that it is extremely, extremely unnerving to imagine not getting a paycheck, especially after having no pay after 3 weeks. We all hear you and we understand that. This is why we met the very next day to make sure this gets resolved. We do not take this issue lightly. I appreciate all of you joining. We're going to be releasing other information and posts very shortly regarding this issue. Like I said, we're going to keep working with the school to find a positive way forward. Until then, any public comment is more than welcome to be sent to us as you have through email, through phone. And certainly any other public comment can be provided at our next regular council meeting. And we are also looking to hold a special council meeting where all the teachers, staff, school administration are invited, school board as well, to where we can just talk about all of this openly. We can share what our experience has been, what the school's experience has been, to just get it all out in the open, to air it out and hopefully move forward. None of us appreciates or enjoys any contentious relationship. We all want to just enjoy our bodies, to basically function the best way we can. We enjoy our teachers, the staff, appreciate them greatly. And we don't want any more negative press. We don't want any more negative and contentious relationships. So with that, thank you again for joining. Feel free to reach out to us at any point in time. We'll be happy to address your concerns, and you'll have updates shortly. So any other council comment before we close?
Mr. Chairman.
Councilor McEwen.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The only thing I'd like to say is, as a former educator, I'm hoping our administration, us as a town, can make sure something like this, from our perspective, does not happen again, because this should not happen. This should have never got to this point. And that's all I have to say. So hopefully we can find a resolution quickly, so this does not ever become an issue again. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor McEwen. I think we all feel the same way. Councilor Madore.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Like Councilor McEwen, as a former employee of the school, an educator, I understand how important the school budget is and how important that the pay for staff does not get interrupted. I have no desire to interrupt pay, never have, never will. And I won't do it with this. Councilor McEwen's right. This should never have gotten to this point, but unfortunately it did. We've learned from it. We're moving forward from it, and we won't have this hiccup again. For you, the staff of the school, from the custodial staff right on through to the administration, you are an invaluable asset to the community. You are the backbone of our children's livelihood and life for almost 18 years. So know that you are appreciated and that we will do our very level best never to let this situation ever arise again. And I also would like to go ahead and offer that we would love very much to sit down and have a conversation to clear the air with the school board, with the administration, to be able to go ahead and never get into this level of tension and animosity again. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Councilor Madore. Any other council comment? Seeing none, thank you all again for joining. We'll have more for you soon, and always feel free to reach out. With that, seeking a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilor Madore, seconded by Councilor Danforth. All those in favor, Councilor McEwen.
Question.
There's a motion to adjourn that's been motioned and seconded. And I'm doing a vote. Did you have a clarification?
No, on the agenda, isn't there order 191, direction to treasurer, that we have on the agenda?
Yes, that has been changed because that order was to basically comply with the FY22 budget, not with the FY23. So we are eliminating that from the agenda. I appreciate you bringing that up. That was not brought up earlier in the meeting.
The paychecks go out.
So that the paychecks go out. That's the whole intention.
Paychecks can go out.
Aye.
Did you hear all that, Councilor McEwen?
So you can clarify to the staff and everyone else on here, paychecks are going out without us having to pass this order that you have here on the agenda that was sent out?
Yes, as I mentioned earlier, paychecks will be going out in accordance to the payroll that the superintendent and the bookkeeper submitted to the treasurer of the town.
Absolutely.
If we had read the order as it was presented, it would have only approved last year's pay. So that's why we're not reading that order. Instead, we have changed direction on that and recognize the importance of paying as it was submitted. So that's the direction that the treasurer will take.
Thank you for that clarification.
Thank you, Councilor McEwen. And there's motion and second to adjourn. All those in favor, Councilor McEwen,
Aye.
Councilor Madore,
Aye.
Councilor Bragdon,
Aye.
Councilor Danforth,
Aye.
Councilor Prey,
Aye.
Councilor Pelletier,
Aye.
and Chair Goli by. We're adjourned 7-0.